Well, boys, first show down, cruising along, doing well. I'm hoping you haven't impregnated anybody else yet with your fine, soft voices.
Too late.
That's already done.
No promises.
I got triplets on the way.
I got motherfucking Barry White and Marvin Gaye over here. Just the smooth, docile
I'm
tones.
definitely expecting in April.
I ain't raising it. That's on you, woman. All right, everybody, let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Looks great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL Show, a completely biased, brief recap of the English Football League as told by three common American schmucks. I'm your host, Sam Houston. Of course, with me this week, we have Hiram and Alan. Boys, you ready to talk about the lower leagues?
Always.
Let's do it.
And we're also going to, at the end, there'll be a little bit of a treat. We're going to talk about the League Cup, and three of the four of us here did really, really well, and then one of us is out of the Cup. We're recording at DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can find us wherever you get your podcast, and you can watch us live every single Monday night as well on all your streaming preferences. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Producer Mel, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Well, that's simple. You can just drop us an email at dufootballshow@gmail.com. Or you can find us in all the socials at dufootballshow. Text, call, bathroom walls. There's a lot of ways.
I mean, there are stickers of our shows on bathroom walls.
Yeah. 240.
We gotta put the new ones up. You fuck right entirely off.
Above or below the hole?
I like it to be above the hole because the one performing, I want them to have direct eye contact with that sticker.
Yeah.
So while they're doing their thing, they go, maybe I should check that show out.
Also, we're just going to forget, you just didn't say .com again.
What?
Oh, that was deliberate. She did
I
that
know
one
it
to
was.
you.
You said it was only Gmail, and I'm not supposed to go .com because all the young kids aren't doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm a vampire, so.
That's what young hot freshness does.
Yeah.
That's how it rolls.
I keep telling you, I'm 50.
It's what's popping in the streets, man.
It's
we are
implied.
going to have to find somebody younger and faster than Hiram.
Oh, that's impossible.
Only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. Trust me, you'll age out of our demographic soon enough.
Yeah. Don't threaten us with a good time.
We are drinking the same shit we drank on the last show, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Championship Corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up. Oh no!
The Foxes just keep fucking rolling, beating Blackburn 4-1. Even Jamie fucking Vardy, by the way, Hiram, that's his Christian name, fucking.
I get it.
Yeah. And he scored. He's now got 3 on the season. Check his ass out. Oh, man, Vardy's still getting it fucking done. And Ipswich drew, so Leicester now have a 2-point lead at the top. They're no longer level on points with them, which is pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, lost a good chunk of players.
A lot
I think
of players.
keeping Dewsbury Hall,
Was big.
that is, to equate it is Villa keeping Grealish when they went down.
Yeah.
It's the keeping that kind of cog who's going to be what gets your team going. And I also, with that, I don't see him being like a James Maddison type who was down in, with Norwich, and then immediately the moment they got promoted, he got sold.
Yep.
I don't see Dewsbury Hall coming back up and then being like, oh, sell my ass. I think he'll be like, yeah, I want to stay up here with these guys.
Keep rolling.
Yeah.
At least for a year.
Right. Eventually. I mean, it's great. Grealish. He stayed up for 2 years with Villa, and then
2 more?
and then it was finally there was the buyout clause, and the good thing for him, he wrote that into his contract. Fucking his club gets paid, because there's especially for a younger player who's been with the club for a very long time. There is the boyhood fucking love of that club. You're always gonna root for him a little bit, Unless you just get fucking completely done over by him, which is what Everton does to all of their young players. all the time.
Thanks for Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, you're quite welcome. You're not going to like this, but Sunderland move into 4th place after beating winless Sheffield Wednesday 3-0. They have the number 2 leading goal scorer. Number 1 is still Armstrong with Southampton, who's really lighting it up for them.
Yeah.
And I didn't have it here in the notes, but I do want to just mention it. Southampton did get off the bump, unfortunately, against Leeds. So Leeds suffered a defeat, but you wouldn't have known that at halftime if you were part of the Drunkard FC, the Drunkard United FC closed group. They were a little hammered.
Yeah.
They were very shirtless.
That happens.
They were standing on top of things, jumping around and dancing.
Yeah.
And stewards thought they were going to die.
Yeah. Look, Northmen take their shirts off at any chance. Is what I've learned over 20 plus years of following English football.
I thought Northmen punched horses.
That's also true. Northmen do many things.
Yes. Hiram, are you familiar with that story?
No.
It is your club and it is your embarrassing story, so I leave it to you to tell.
There's actually, I'll send you a link later. There's a big YouTube, a mini documentary on it, but it was a Tyne-Weir derby. 10, 15 years ago at this point.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've even had one. And they're always quite rowdy. And I forget how it all devolved, but on one of the sides of the stadium, the Newcastle supporters and the Sunderland supporters somehow got intermingled, which is a big no-no.
Yeah.
And the police started coming through with the horses, and one of our drunk Geordie compatriots just walloped a horse, punched a fucking police horse, dead in its head, right in the snout area, and they were like, "All right, well, now we're arresting you." Yeah, and it's
You know what they say about the Tyne-Wear area, right?
What's that?
The Boston of fucking England, basically.
Pretty much.
Definitely the north. It's the Northeast for both. It's kind of the Boston.
There's a picture of us. We were at Anfield, and there was a policeman on a horse, and there's Kelly, my wife, has got a picture of her It's fantastic.
That's a fucking keeper right there, my friend.
That's
a fucking keeper. So along with the 3 clubs we already mentioned, with Leicester being in 1st, Ipswich being in 2nd, and Sunderland being in 4th, we also currently have in the playoff spots now. Granted, there's still 5 years left to play in the season. Preston North End sits in 3rd. Hull City sits in 5th, and Cardiff sits in 6th. So a couple of old school teams that haven't been up in the Prem for a long time.
It's been a minute since I heard anything good from Hull City.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. And the best thing from Hull City was the kid that's now with Forest, Lewis Hall. No, not Lewis Hall. It's the one who. Not Forest. He's with Brentford, the one who got subbed in for Kevin Schott. I can't remember his name, so I'll keep it rolling.
You're not gonna mention Harry Maguire?
Yeah. He Leicester, and I think Charlton before that. So I
thought he was at Hull. Yeah.
You know what? You're right.
Was
He
he?
was at Hull for a little bit.
Yeah.
He was at Hull for a little bit, but it was Leicester where he cut the teeth.
There's a bunch of teams that made a mistake on that motherfucker.
He used to be good for a little while there.
Yeah, for a second.
Yeah. Middlesbrough is finally out of the drop zone. They got a 2nd win, but there's a lot of very storied clubs in and around the bottom right now. QPR is in the drop right now. Swansea City, Watford, Blackburn, and Huddersfield are all around it, just a few points outside of it. Now, Huddersfield, we know, has been having problems for the past couple of seasons, but that's some bigger names. Watford was in the Prem not too long ago, and Swans is a team that typically in the playoffs. Blackburn's a team that's typically around the playoffs, if not in the playoffs. It's not a good start for some of those clubs, and you don't want to. Worst case scenario, you want to be part of the furniture and just stay in the league. You don't want to go, get sent down to League One.
Right.
On to League One. We're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Pompey, Portsmouth, still unbeaten as they beat still in the drop zone, Wigan 2-1, and the Latics have dropped to 22nd, and Pompey, of course, is sitting top of the league. The fucking Wigan thing just makes me giggle. Yeah. Oxford beat Stevenage, and that was in a battle of 2nd and 3rd. And then Bolton, the Posh, and Port Vale actually round out the rest of the top 6 right now. So the Posh is Peterborough United. Do you know the reason why why everybody nicknamed them the Posh?
No.
They had one of their advertisements as a club when they were first as a club to have people come to try out was only posh men need to audition. And so everybody calls them the fucking Posh. It's about the most English fucking thing. Like,
it is.
Like, we don't want any of you ruffians. We only want the posh crowd to come try out. We are a gentleman's establishment here. Only the finest gentlemen are allowed. Finally, getting to League 2, we saw my beloved Aki lose, and they've dropped to 15th place. Now, the good news, 5th to 17th is all divided by about maybe 3-4 points at the most right now, so it's still really close. But they were on a bit of a roll and actually in second at one point, so that's not good. Top of the table, Notts County. Lost in a wild one, 5-4 to 18th place Colchester, and that has Crowley moved to them level on points, and it has Gillingham and Swindon Town are now only a point back behind them. And of course, Wrexham drew Crew Alexander 3-3, but that is not the story. The big story. Super Paulie Mullen is back.
Super Paul Mullen.
And scored a brace. Wrexham currently sits in 9th place there. Have you started watching any of the second season yet, Alan? I know you had said you hadn't even watched the first season. The first episode. Very cool.
I think we watched like the first 2, I think it was. I think I kind of zoned out after the second. It's weird after you kind of know. You know what I mean?
Right. So we all know they get promoted. It's what it is.
So it's like significantly less entertaining than I was hoping for. But it's interesting, like seeing them deal with the cop and like having to get, you know what I mean? So that's interesting.
Get screwed over. We were talking about it last week. How unlike American sports, where the billionaire just goes, "Oh, hey city, I want to have a stadium. Make the fucking taxpayers pay for it."
Yeah.
In England, they're like, "Oh, billionaire. Build your own fucking stadium."
Yeah, they very much are.
And you'll recoup some of your money out of the club, but for the most part, fuck you. Yeah. It's your legacy. You left a fucking stadium.
Yeah.
Be happy with it.
You're building infrastructure.
Right. You're helping the city. And that's what you're doing because you're a good human being, because that's why you bought a fucking football club.
Yeah, because you got money.
Yeah, you're a fucking steward of this fucking club.
Use it for things.
What a novel fucking concept. Let's go ahead and talk about a little something fun for 3 of the 4 of us. The League Cup happened. I don't know why the dog's trying to jump through the door. He has a frozen bone. He just wants the attention.
He wants me to have a whoa fuck moment.
Yeah, whoa fuck.
It's because we've been in here for 2 hours already.
Yeah, that's it. He's just all worked up. So to the League Cup, Hiram, you get to celebrate a goal of the month for September because you scored 1. And fortunately, that was enough to beat Brighton 1-0. How you feeling over there knowing you scored a goal in September?
I'm just glad we beat Brighton. I'll just take that as a win overall.
That goal cost $1 billion, right?
$1 billion.
Yeah. 1 goal. 1 goal.
A win's a win.
It's a good return on investment, I think.
Alan, I didn't catch how your team did. How did everything go for you?
We just beat Man City. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Wolves beating them this weekend, it'd be much more special, wouldn't it?
Right? They wasted our flavor.
I didn't watch the match because obviously at the same time was my club was playing. Did both sides kind of put out a weakened side? What did it feel like it was from City?
Yeah. Like we had Lascelles and Paul Dummett in the center of the park at the back. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they didn't score?
And they did not score.
How the fuck did that happen?
I think that's just more on City. Like I think the City B team got a fucking drubbing after that one.
Yeah.
But no, the first half was all them. Like we couldn't do shit. But we had very much the B team, maybe the B- team,
right,
on there going early. And then at halftime, Eddie changed it up. He put Bruno on. He put Anthony Gordon on. I think. I think that was all he made then, and then ended up introducing Joe Linton. I think down the line. But that changed the entire midfield, and we kind of took over from there. And they just did not look interested, honestly.
Okay.
So fuck it, we'll take it.
Fair
I guess.
enough.
Honestly, I probably didn't want it. We both were kind of like, do we really want to play this game? Does either of us want to go through?
Yeah, because in October we could have a week off.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
could not have to play in the midweek.
Exactly. But nope, we got stuck with it. So it is what it is.
You know, I would say,
It's fine.
The thought process, if we're going to, and it's the easy comparison to do, if we're going to compare Newcastle to City, right? Because it's a large influx of foreign money that is just like it's monopoly money, right? You could fuck it as long as you're staying somewhat within financial fair play, or not at all in the case of City, and not get in trouble for it. I mean, jury's still out, but we know they're not going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
And I like to call that setting the blueprint for Todd Bowley, knowing that he won't get away with it either.
Yeah.
That he will get away with it as well. I mean, the idea would be second year in on this project, it's win something. And the something to win is
the
a
League
domestic
Cup.
cup.
Yeah.
It's a League Cup or it's a FA Cup. And it's like, advancing isn't a bad thing, right?
No.
Like it's you know.
No, the biggest boy is out, right?
Right.
We took care of that. Like, so yeah, I mean, I can't be too mad other than I'm staring at injuries and like, and we got PSG coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is what it is. This is what we asked for.
It's still you beat City, and
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yep.
And Everton did the impossible. They won at Villa Park. Or better yet, they did the impossible. They won a game.
I was gonna say, location aside.
Honestly, what was very interesting about that match, and that's worth mentioning, is the coaching staff got their asses whooped by Villa the last time they played them at Villa Park. They made adjustments, and Villa was not able to do what they did to them the first time.
Villa's second team wasn't able to do what the first team did.
Diaby was out there. Again,
He's
Douglas
new.
Luiz was out there. There was a bunch of your guys out there.
DL was stoned.
But also big for Everton is DCL gets another goal. That's is you're having him recover. I know we got Burnley in the next round. Who do you know who you have?
Man United.
Man United. Okay,
Yep.
fine. Fuck it.
At Old Trafford.
Just take out all the fucking.
I saw a meme shortly after
all the
that
man
draw.
teams.
After the draw, there was like, yeah, fucking where it is that we got Liverpool at Anfield next round if we get through, and after that, if Arsenal's still around, we got them next. Like, so
It's
fuck
perfect. It'll make it It'll make it so much easier for like us or Burnley or like you know somebody like that to beat you in the final at Wembley.
We'll lose it to Burnley
Yeah.
at fucking Wembley or some shit. Yeah.
Well, if you lose it to Burnley, that means Burnley beat us because that's who we have. So
well, that's not that surprising.
here, the big upset, because there was a lot of lower clubs that faced off against each other. So there's still a lot of lower clubs in the competition, which is always good to see, you know, when you get to the round of 16. And you certainly want to see a bunch of them make it to the round of 8. This is one of those tournaments. It's like you want your team to do well, but you kind of want all the lower teams to you want to see the little guys there. Exeter City, who is doing very well in League One right now. They were top of the table for a little while, and they're in the top 6. They put out Luton 1-0.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's solid.
And then another one, it's hard to, pardon me, call it an upset, but Ipswich beat Wolves 3-2. But Ipswich is in the Championship and Wolves is in the Premier League. And if you look at it at standings now, obviously Wolves won. They've moved further up the table. But at the time, it was essentially 22nd place versus 17th place. So this isn't really a big surprise. And also you figure Wolves probably played their bench.
Yeah.
You know? And a team like Ipswich probably went, this is a scalp we can have.
We can grab.
Yeah, like there's times where those lower level sides will go, oh, it's in our building, or oh, that's someone that's only 5 spots away from us in the overall table. That's right there. So, all right, cool.
I like it.
Boys, thank you for joining us again for the EFL show. Anybody, have you started like just thumbing through the phone now a little bit and just seeing what's going on in the lower tables from time to time?
Well, we always kind of catch the like Sunderland on a weekend or something. Like it's just kind of it pops up on the Hulu, and it's like, oh, let me check it out, and then it's like, fuck, they're winning.
You're like, God damn it, I need them to lose all the time. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Hiram, how about you? You taking a little look at the lower leagues now that we've been talking about them some?
Oh, every now and then, whenever I get a chance, but it's pretty much on like a rare occurrence whenever it happens.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right. Well, yes, producer Mel, you look like you wanted to say something.
I'm just getting ready for my next cue.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, that's going to wrap it up. And thank you so much for joining us.
Patreon.com/. Oh, I'm sorry. I got so excited.
Hey, at least you said .com.
Many ways that you can help support the show. Mel, why don't you tell people?
Patreon.com/DU Football Show. Or just scroll right down just a little bit further. It went too far. Right there. You see that link? That is our Patreon. It is $5 a month. Helps keep these guys lubricated, offsets our costs, keeps Sam from spending too much money. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I still spend
We're
money.
still buy ridiculous amounts of whiskey, but yeah. I got nothing
Same.
else. I'm tired.
Fuck off.
Send me to bed.
I mean, I figure we needed, a little bit of Graham here.
Very generic.
Very, well, you're very generic.
That was daft.
Yeah, that was daft. I always agree with Graham.
4 words. You'll never walk alone.
Fuck off.
Just remember this, guys.
Fuck 'em. Fucking dumpster fire.
All right, everybody. Till next week.
Good night.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Smell the malort. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United! Hit the fucking mute button!